Sorry, everybody. All right, so I've got my audio feed on my end, and I've got audio feed on your guys' end. So now there should finally be audio in the YouTube. My apologies for all 0 people watching. Cool. That's just kidding. There's one person whose name is Hi. Hi, Hi. I don't know who you are, but your name is Hi. All right. Awesome. I'll mute that so I don't have to listen to it. Cool. Now, as we are going through, we are getting you guys directly into the scene where you were. You are met with Quentley Knox, who is offering you their refreshments. You are met with Slink of Many Tales and Varga, who are kind of the talkers of the group. And I think we last left off with Slink of Many Tales kind of encouraging in the sort of Tom and Jerry way, encouraging Fang to run circles and go nuts on the other end of it. With Spike, we determined that Spike is the name of the dog in Tom and Jerry. Yeah, so it's kind of just a final point of relaxation. You guys are on the other side of this challenge. You've come out with your group. You have come out in safety, essentially. And then you are left sort of to recoup. What do we see? Give me like a I want to give each of you time to show what it looks like as your character comes out of that maze. Show what it looks like that you are recovering, or what are you doing in this moment. This is again seconds before the merchant prince Akene Afa would come up and tell you about the next trial. So you do have a moment before that. We're doing I'm gonna make a 10-second jump backwards before we catch up where we left off last time.
Yeah, Parn would be laying up against something or just even on the ground. He's pretty tired after the ordeal of ripping through all those vines and running back and forth. Because even though Sage went back in, she didn't go the right way. I was the only one to, go in multiple times. And I think I was the only one who got attached to more than once or twice. I think I broke out 6, 7 times.
Yeah, you need to work on making friends.
Well, that's what I was doing.
I mean, you are just, you know what? You did your best. You did your best, and that's what counts or something. So someone told me once, or I read it in a book. I'm just kidding, I can't read. But you went in twice. You went in twice, yeah. Did you see the cool things in the bushes?
He'll look at you blankly. I saw the
Just
flowers.
Yeah, and there were the little masked creatures. They were super cute. That's how I got it out anyway. A couple times. I didn't think I was going the wrong way, but I also didn't see anyone, so. But I guess, do you just really like vines? Is that why you were walking through them? Or?
Well, I asked you if I needed to go back and get Lorelai, and you said yes.
Yeah, they said yeah. They told me that.
I went to go help Lorelai.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a good job at helping. I mean, she's here, so you can be proud of that, right? I think that's how you help your current friends, and then we'll work on new friends. I think that's what we're doing now. Do you think Fang can talk out loud, using words, or do you think that they just stare into your eyes and that's how you communicate? Because I did hear once that you're not supposed to look in the eyes someone looks like they're not gonna like you, because then they will probably hit you in the head. But I don't know, what do you think? Just hard blink a few times?
he doesn't have anything to say, then he doesn't. It's that simple.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. Plus, I mean, you probably can't talk around me anyway, because that's fine. Hey, Fang, do you like speak out loud? Just yells. Like words?
And
Like,
this
is that
is
your
where the
thing or
session
not?
ended last time, on the cliffhanger of Does Fang Speak? So yes, this is the perfect place to jump back in here.
She's just like yelling. I'm not really sure where you are in the vicinity, so she's just yelling obnoxiously loud, like, "Hey, Fang, do you like speak words out loud, or is that just like not your thing?" Which is okay. It's okay if it's not. But I was just wondering, and then she'll also like send it in a message to you too, like, "Hey, do you speak out loud, or do we like, are we just playing no?" It's okay if it's a no. Everyone's different.
I mean, if it's still running around, he's probably not going to answer.
Would you answer in mind when I asked you?
He's too
Or
busy
are you
running as fast as he fucking can.
How long do you
Why are
last
you
running
running
in,
around?
How long do you last running in a circle? In excitement.
I feel like he could last a very long time.
Yeah, I had a dog that would do zoomies. They would run in circles, then do zoomies, then run in circles, then do zoomies. Is that what we're seeing with Fang? Except like
Pretty much.
in like Donnie Thornberry form.
Don't know who that is, but sure.
What?
Why?
You don't know who Donnie Thornberry is?
You have to remember the age difference.
No.
Plus, I'm Mennonite. I grew up under a rock.
Plus Mennonite. All right. Well, not making comment on your religious affiliation or any of that. However, Donnie, there's a show called The Wild Thornberries, and Donnie was a little wild child, literally a child from the wild, that joined up with the Thornberries. The whole gag of the show is that Eliza Thornberry, is that her name, can talk to animals. So her dad, Nigel, is the quintessential English person. Horrible teeth. Ah, man.
Voice by Tim Curry.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's worth a YouTube, or if you can catch old versions of the show, it's entertaining. It was like the better version of Dr. Dolittle. But yeah, it's a good show. Go watch it. Donny Thornberry. Cool. Anyway, how long do you see your group, who you went through the maze with? They're collecting themselves. The Emerald Claw, the group that we have seen previously, they are beginning to gather themselves. They are beginning to move elsewhere. Captain Quetley would give out instructions. I believe it would be something like, Varga, collect our things from the barracks. Barracks would probably be the right word. Collect our things from the barracks, our traveling accoutrement. Slink, how many ropes did we use up in that? Is any of it salvageable? Right, separate it out into 100-meter or 100-foot lengths. Vedros, I think the best use of your time would be to commune prior to our departure. Sirza, and then you would notice Quetley turns their head a little bit. Quetley is the Aarakocra. I'm gonna pop their picture here again just for posterity. Boop 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 boop. This is Quetley Knox. They are the Aarakocran captain of the Emerald Claw. Their armor here looks a little bit more metallic. They are not. They're wearing leather armor. It is a leather armor that is made for flyers, so it doesn't cover any of the joints. So their joints would be, incredibly badly armored. It would be a really bad idea for them to get hit in the joints, because that's, deadly. However, they're giving out orders, and the Emerald Claw begins to move around, and each one are given their own marks by Quetley. So your running partner, Fang, Slink, would bid you adieu as they are sent off to prep in terms of defense, is what Quetley would tell them. I don't know what we're going to encounter, but likely the same things that we had in the Moonshay Isles. Prepare most of those supplies for us. And Slink's like, aye, Captain, and would run off. Slink's going to have a different accent every week until I figure out what I want Slink to sound like, so they run off and collect their defense supplies.
That was the Moonshale?
Moonshay Isle. Those of you who are not familiar with the greater geology of the Forgotten Realms, the Moonshay Isles are a series of islands off the coast of the Sword Coast, far west of the most popular namesakes like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep. They are a series of islands up there. So, anybody tracking? Moonshay Isle. Quetley would then bow politely to you all. They hold their wings out when they bow, and so like they have like their full plumage out, and they bow very deep, and they stand back up. I wish you the best if we see you out there. If you need our assistance, let us just call ourselves allied. It has been a pleasure. And they will again bow very deep, looking expectantly at you, like. And then take their leave as they don't get a response, leaving you all.
Oh, I would just be super staring at them because, like, just admiring their shiny armor, and also, like, their feathers in general are just spectacular and super bright. Just like, wow, it's so pretty.
Nice.
Like, you know, when someone's just super pretty and they're just talking to you, and you're like, huh, I'm paying attention. Yeah, he's not paying attention at all. But then, like, she would, like, pretend to bow back, no idea what's happening, and probably fall in front of her.
Perfect.
Just made that to happen. It's fine.
So as Slink leaves, do you continue to have your frenetic zoomies, Fang? How long?
Oh yeah, he'll keep going.
Yeah.
He's having fun with it.
All of that. Let's get back into the question that was asked. Not to detract, because I did detract for a while, but I wanted to get back to give you your actual roleplay question. Sage had asked, "Do you speak?" She said it out loud, and then she didn't say it. She said it quietly in her head.
To Fang. I also sent a message.
Yeah, I think Fang will look at her, kind of look like he's about to say something, and then just like bite at a butterfly. It's like, dinner.
Truly,
All right.
Truly a wildling.
Well, that's fine. I don't think he wants to answer the question, and then that's fine. And she'll just, Arn, do you need something before we continue on the best friends brigade? To be parent.
I don't think that I need anything. I know that you and Lorelei have shown a little bit of aptitude with magic.
Mm-hmm.
I know I talked to Lorelei a little. She had that cool thing to distract somebody, and I think that could come in helpful. What kind of magic can you do?
Magical kinds.
He'll do the whole thumb off. I can too.
Did you just dislocate it? What's happening right now? What's wrong with your thumb? You okay?
I told you I could do magic also.
You need healing? What's wrong with it? Okay. That's pretty cool. I think there's
I'm just
something wrong
wondering
with your
if
thumb.
we...
She's just talking to the random person next to her. I think I think it's removable. Yeah. Can you like throw it at someone? Will it like choke them or like what is it? You just like, is it a projectile?
I would not throw my thumb. That would not be a very good way to be able to hold on to an axe.
Oh yeah. Grips. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Magic. I do spells that I know that I can
I,
do, and I try spells that I don't know how to do. But
I
most of
remember
these,
that when I was hurt, you helped me, so you can do that,
yeah, yeah, and
and
I have
then
these things, and she like wiggles the potions. Just like some random bottle with a weird thing in it. I was like, and I have these. We made these sometimes, and I
what are those?
just a couple drinks to drink when you need something.
Yeah, camera would then zoom out a little bit and then zoom into Sage's her tied in random different locations. One is tied to like her shoulder, one is tied to her ribs, one is appendix carry. It's tied to it's just like these random locations of there's almost no order, but it makes sense to Sage. But each one of these potions is it is, some of them look like they are sealed inside of sewn. I'm taking some liberty, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they look like they are sewn inside of intestinal lining, like the old school bags.
Yeah,
Some of
just tiny, weird looking vials that you probably shouldn't even touch, let alone own, but that they're everywhere.
yeah, they are. They aren't dirty by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
It just looks like they're stored in whatever you had at the moment. One of them is a hollowed out gourd that's been dried. Multiple of them are large coconut-esque tree nuts that have had the top severed off and then attached back on, lightly pressed with some sort of like thin vine that's securing it. I remember it being like a macrame basket, except instead of it being a
Yeah,
basket,
little
it's
banana leaves.
exactly yeah perfect. They are effervescent. Some of them smell pleasant, some of them smell like bottled mud, but they just appear to be natural remedies in bottles.
I got some of that, and then
I also remember when you did the vine hair thing. That was pretty cool too.
oh, you like that? It took me a really long time to learn that one actually. But also apparently is something I could always do, and I think that's weird because I couldn't always do it, but still that's what I was told. You can just do it. It's part of you. No, it wasn't. It was hard, but you're not supposed to talk like that about people. They're nice and trying to help you. But anyway, yeah, I can do that, and I can do a few other things like that, but mostly just stuff like that.
That's good to know. I'm just trying to figure out what we could do to try and survive.
Surviving? Where are we surviving? Like the jungle?
Have we heard that yet from the leader?
It's a good moment to bring that up. So as you guys are discussing, Ikene Alpha and Tallymaster Hama, the turtle who we met down in the Trial of Nerve, would approach. Ikene Alpha congratulating you, this being the first time they approached you since the Trial of Unity, approaching and oh, a very good showing. You represented more than just unity amongst your group. I do believe that you even two of you showed incredible aptitude and unity with the challenge itself, almost as if you tell me, and they look directly at Sage. Tell me, are you familiar with the Yatrepka Society?
Yeah. Who is it?
Uh,
I don't actually really remember though. I'm so sorry.
They're a bit
Um,
reclusive, so it's not possible that, I mean, it's possible that you haven't met them, and there's no pressure to declare so. It's very rare that we would get someone who is so attuned to the jungle itself. It is a very rarity, in fact. But if you aren't, then it's okay. It looked interesting that you had such affinity to this challenge of ours.
I mean, I am from the jungle, so like, of course, like, but also I'm pretty sure that this challenge wasn't super challengeable because it was way more fun because there was just like, those friends that you left for us in the maze to show us the way and help us. Like, our friends even told me to send another friend to go get our friend. So like, except they didn't want to come out with me, so I hope that you give them feed and like food and water and like a good life because if there's people going back and forth through that maze, they might not be able to find stuff like that super easily.
He is confused. You said there was somebody still in the maze. Did you? I thought you went in with 5.
No, our friends are all here. I'm talking about the new friends that I made there.
They look at each other.
You know,
Tally
well,
Master Hama, this larger than life turtle, and Ekene Afa, the merchant prince, and they are dumbfounded. I'm sorry, love. There's no one in the maze. It's a manufactured maze. We used magics to enchant the vines and ensure that it had malicious intent, but not violent intent. It was meant to stick around and you'll hear. I'm sure there will be other aspirants who are not as talented as you are. I mean, the first lot, out of the first class, everybody made it through, but there were a few who, and he gestures over to like a medic tent, and there is one person now that you have not noticed before. They are having a very hard time catching their breath, and they have these vine marks all around their neck. It's like multiple high, medium, lower, as they look like they have been strangled by something. They didn't get out in time, and it looked like the maze itself took them, and we had to go retrieve them thereafter. But yes, it is. There are no friends in there, love.
Okay. And she'll wink. Yeah, there's no friends in the maze.
Subtle.
Yeah. Okay. But you better take care of them. Thank you. And she'll turn to Parn and be like, I don't think he should probably be teaching this thing on how to make friends if he is saying. Weird, right?
Speaking of friends,
Yeah.
Harn will walk over towards Fang, and do I see any weapons on them? Rudimentary or steel, metal at all?
I think technically he has a sword, but I'm changing that, so fuck y'all. He has like a spear that he made. It's out of like bone and wood.
Weird.
Let me help you change that. So we're getting rid of the sword then.
Yeah.
Goodbye, sword. And we're adding. You said you want it to be a spear, and we can flavor it to be whatever
Yeah,
kind
some
of
kind
spear
of like
you want.
spear. I don't know one that he made, so probably not that great.
Okay, so there are. Not that it matters. Again, for role play, it's not super important. For mechanic wise, spears, javelins. What are the other ones? Spears and javelins, pretty much. Do you plan on poking with it or throwing it?
Probably poking.
Cool. We'll go with the spear. We will change it to a jungle spear, jungle bone spear, or jungle spear. We'll leave it like that, and you can, however you want it to appear mid adventure is how you can portray. Flavor's free, right? That's a DM thing. Flavor's free, so you can, however you want. I've changed your sword for a spear. So yes, Malcolm, there is a primitive weapon on them.
I'll kind of walk over towards Fang. Do you understand me?
He'll nod.
And I'll point to the weapon. Do you know how to use that?
He'll nod again, although he looks a little bit less sure of himself.
I'll turn back. I think we're good to go.
Where?
This is where Tallymaster Hama would step in. Again, the most congratulatory applause, you being the first of the non-3 sigilled aspirants to make it through the jungle, through the maze, the trial of unity. This does give you a considerable advantage. So let me instruct you. The next challenge is not necessarily going to the jungle, but it is meant to replicate what the jungle demands or will demand of you. You will be tasked with establishing a forward position. You will secure your perimeter, sustain yourselves, and adapt to whatever changes arrive. This test will measure not only how long you last, but how you last. At dawn, a horn will sound. That is your finish line. If, before then, you decide you've done all you can, send off your signal. We will provide you with a signal flare, and the guild will retrieve you. There is no shame in that. Knowing when to move is its own kind of survival. You will be escorted down to the southeast plains, just south of the city, towards the jungle. Not close enough, but surrounded by the river on both sides. And in the morning, we will have a celebratory celebration for those who have been welcomed into the guild. We do have a surplus of applicants or aspirants this moon, so there is a chance that there will not be a space for those who do not, stack up competitively. I do recommend you try to hold out as long as possible. It will not disqualify you for throwing off your signal flare, but you don't want to be one of the first, because there are... and at this point, you hear... as, the next group of aspirants are running through the trial of unity, you hear an immediate somebody sets the assassin vine ablaze. Sets the plant ablaze. That hadn't been revealed by Lorelei yet. Just forget I mentioned it. We'll let Lorelei reveal that tidbit because they discovered it in the Druidic Primer of Flora and Megaflora of the Exotic Tropics, a book in their possession. Anyway, so you hear the next trial going on, and Tallymaster Hama's like, not all seek unity with the jungle. It is not my style, and they turn towards Sage. It's not my style, but I do applaud you for having such odd unity with the trial itself, along with your group, though. And she looks this time a little bit more at all of you, you may want to work on internal unity before you work on unity with the challenge itself. Anyways, do you have questions regarding the trial of initiative before you are escorted out to the plains?
Yeah. Where are we going? You said out into the plains?
Yes, we will take you. Well, I will not, but one of the representatives, will take you to the southeast plains. Again, the jungle will be further to the south, but you will be in the plains between the rivers. They will stay with you until you select your campsite, your
Okay.
forward position. When you arrive, we will document where you choose to stay, and then we will retrieve you in the morning. Or you may come in. We will retrieve you if you send off your flare. Otherwise, you will be invited to come back in the morning upon the sounding of the bells.
Cool. I don't know if they've camped, whatever that means, before, but I don't know if they've been to the jungle. And she's going to point to Parn and Lorelei and Zenthar, did you tell them stories at all about the jungle? Do they know? Have they heard the songs, or do you not? sing to them because like before we were allowed to run off on our own, like we had to know the stories and sing the songs by heart. So like I was just wondering if you already did that like earlier when we missed during the feast, or is it just not? No. Mm.
Nay, nay, we do not instruct how to survive the jungle. That is, we are not in the business of tutoring others. This is more of
Yeah.
a those who want to go into the jungle prove that they're capable. If you're interested in more hand holding, perhaps a trip through I don't know, the Silvery Moon, or maybe a trip through. I mean, has some wonderful forests, and I hear that the
Yeah, she's gonna like lean over to Parr and be like, I told you, I just don't think he's very good at making friends, unfortunately. We're probably gonna end up having to teach him when we come back. Oh, sending you to the jungle without knowing the stories? Yeah, I mean, but I know them, so you'll probably know them. And you'll hear the songs probably in the wind, but like you should maybe not like always listen to the wind. So it just depends. We'll make sure like which way we make camp and that kind of stuff. It's fine. It will be fine. It will be a good time. Do you know how to make
I
fire?
will trust you that you know what you're talking about. And as for fire, I see. Oh, tinderbox. I do know how to make fire. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, great. Cool. Let's go on an adventure, guys. Good. Cool. Maybe Lorelai read something in her book somewhere. Great.
so this being like the last chance to you will have the option to shop. You will have the option to collect your resources, but you will not have the option after you leave the city. That's kind of like the DM telling you. If you have things you want to purchase or have things you want to do before, there's going to be maybe an hour or possibly 2 hours between now and when you are led out of the city. They're not going to do, you know, one group at a time. They're going to take multiples out. So they're going to wait for a few more groups to run through the Trial of Unity, and then they're going to take you guys out of the city into the southeast plains.
You can see, like, I sort of take my bag off my shoulder and start rifling through it and, like, talking out loud. Like, do I have the rope for the hammocks? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Something sharp to cut it. Probably, like, oh man, what are they gonna do out there? Do they have shoes? She looks at Fang. He'll be fine. I don't think he wears socks. No one wears socks. Sage has one sock as Sparrow drew for her. I don't know if you saw that, but it's just like haphazard one sock with her sandal. And she obviously found it somewhere. She's just talking out loud too. All right, and they have fire. We have the heat. Do we have this? We can make a mat out of the banana tree. Yeah, like just she's just talking out loud to herself.
When you said pick up our gear, what did you mean by that exactly, Thomas?
Well, if you don't travel with your gear full time, because that is something that most people wouldn't go to. Like if you're in the city, most people wouldn't go from city location to city location carrying a mess kit because it's heavy. Most people wouldn't travel with their camp supplies. If you have a 2-person tent or a bedroll, you probably wouldn't carry it in the city. So those types of things would probably be stored somewhere in the guild hall. If you had something that you were, if you weren't staying at the guild hall, free lodging would be provided at the guild hall for anybody who's in the aspirants who's not a towner. I don't think it would, because the Call of Aspirants brings in a great deal of revenue for the city. It's kind of like hosting a Ren Fair. People who go to the Ren Fair spend more money in the city. People who, when you host Comic-Con, the city gets more money. When NBA finals are in town, the city's going to get more money. So this is more of a, you are probably staying at, you can choose your level of comfort. Sage may end up staying in the Arboretum. I don't know if there is an Arboretum, but you may end up staying in somebody's garden. Just like, hey, neighbor, we put these 2 palm fronds over my head.
It's really a lamppost that she thought was a cool looking tree. Fine.
Yeah, the Lamplighter Guild comes around and sees you underneath the lamp, and they're, this is a very brief flashback. They look down. Are you lost? Do you need lodging?
They just see Barn smile off and at them, so they and then they just run away because he's like, "What is this?"
Oh, more beggars. They come with every moon, and then they may move on from there. But yeah, so you all have somewhere that you're staying in the town. If you have guild affiliation, Zenthar would be the only one that has guild affiliation, so he can stay at the guild. The rest of you would have to have lodging somewhere else that you're staying at. For instance, we know that Fang would be staying at the Brass Tack down in the dock ward. Parn, where it's a good slow moment to find out what type of lodging would Parn have sought when he arrived?
So, given my background, I would find some place that would allow me to showcase my ability to pretend fight in order to draw an extra crowd. So using by popular demand.
Yeah.
It just says
you can always
I'd be
find
able
a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern, but possibly with a circus at a theater or even a noble's court. At such a place, you receive free lodging and food of modest or comfortable standard, depending on the quality of the establishment, as long as you perform each night. Yeah, this would we will modify this just ever so slightly to fit the context of the city. The only place we kind of covered this in the missing session, the one that I didn't have any audio going. The only place to have combat in Bortny and Zaro is the sanctioned Grand Coliseum, where you happen to be presently. The Grand Coliseum being the only place you are allowed to have those active combat scenes. So you are likely lodging somewhere very nearby. You could be with one of the Coliseum's operators, like the people who work at UNICEF and run all of the sporting event.
The logistical sides of it.
Yeah, you could be staying at a merchant guild or a merchant prince's villa. If, for instance, Akene Afa being the merchant prince of war, would probably hang out around the Grand Coliseum a lot. So you could be staying as one of his guests in one of the rooms of his villa. I'll let you decide, because it doesn't, there's not too great of an impact there, but you tell us how this is going to be a yes and roleplay exercise where you tell me where you think that Parn would have been staying, and we'll put you there.
Yeah, definitely somebody running that aspect who has an inn, right next to it, or like you said, maybe even one of them in their own household. I would, take very much. I literally just want a place to sleep. I wouldn't even care about the food, as I have travel rations and those are good enough for me. As for going to buy anything, Parn doesn't have money for anything really.
Nice.
So he would just kind of sigh and keep trying to talk to the group to see if he can figure out any sort of plan that they could come up with. But it sounds like Sage and particularly Fang know how to survive in the jungle, so he's going to be relying on them.
Yeah. All right. I think I have something else written down in my... No, I don't. I thought I had something else written down in my session notes for this, specifically regarding the RP and preparation window. Well, as you are all, go ahead.
I would just say that for once, like, even though it's like Stage's happy place, like, she actually looks a little nervous because this is like some, like, she's not used to other people relying on her and having Parn going, I trust you. I don't think anyone in her entire life has ever said that they trusted her before. So she's like kind of maybe a little losing her mind. So she's actually quiet. It's gonna be weird. But muttering to herself.
He would not pick up on that at all. He is not very perceptive about those types of things.
The two people who are capable and willing to notice and talk aren't here. Poor Lorelai's not here. Xanthar's not here. Fang doesn't talk so far. Yeah, we just see.
Because I have a big old 5 for my wisdom.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, that's kind of exciting though.
Brilliant.
I rolled real bad.
So, what we do see in as you guys are waiting, the first trial group after you comes through. You see someone make it almost out of the maze. They come around that last corner that you guys kind of hung out around. Help! Help! And the jungle grabs their ankle and they're like, no! Ah! As they get pulled back in the typical, like, what is the, what's that paranormal activity or whatever? You see them like, they grab the corner of the maze. They're like, help me! As the jungle, like,
Stage just like looks up and she's like, hey, you gotta talk to them nicely. Like, I don't understand why you guys are so mean here. And she'll just stand up and go and like get a little close to the bush and be like, I thought we had this conversation where you can't just grab people without their permission. This isn't something you can just do. No one believes me that you're nice. Like, I don't understand why, because you're like the nicest bush I've ever met, and I've met a lot of bushes. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she looks like happy for the distraction from, or
the responsibility.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, so we see this play out a couple of times where different people are going through the trial of unity. One group doesn't even make it out. No one from the group makes it out. They have to send in guild members to go rescue people from the maze because they just can't get out on their own. We do see a couple other people. Go ahead.
You see her like patting like the side of the bush. Like, oh my god, did it kick you? I'm so sorry that creature kicked you. Like, they must be really like not good with balance. I'm so sorry. Are your leaves okay? Like, she's just like,
As Parn and Sparrow see Sage is caressing or comforting the leaves of this vine. Do you guys have any reaction to that? What is it? What is either internal or external? If we could hear your characters in their inner monologue, or if we could see your character's reaction to that, is there any?
Arn would think that Sage was already really weird just the way she's talking. So nothing about this seems out of place considering all he's seen from her.
That's fair. That tracks. Fang, anything for reaction to Sage embracing the maze?
Would he have maybe seen the creatures at all?
I don't think Fang would have seen the little we haven't named them yet, so we're going to leave that to be yet a mystery. You made it through relatively quickly and unscathed. I think you only got grappled by the vines once, and even so, you kind of focused on speed and non-grabability, or whatever we want to define that as. So no, I don't think you did. I don't think you perceived them at all.
All right, then he just looks, I don't know, like a happy dog.
If a human could look like a happy dog. Cool. Well then, we do see a few people come up and talk to you guys of note as you are waiting for the people to advance, as you're waiting for the enough groups to succeed, because they're basically waiting for 5 or 6 groups to minimize the amount of back and forth they have to do into the plains. While you're waiting, we do see a few folks approach you all. One of them is an incense seller. They sell incense. And he would come up and really, convey to you that he sells. I have special goods here. He sells insect repellent incense. It is a block. It is like a super. It smells like pure citronella. And he says, "I have for you if you're going into the trial of initiative. It is for just 1 silver piece. When you burn this, it will repel normal insects for at least 8 hours. Because you're going into the jungle, I will, if you put in a good word for me, and you are willing to give the incense your endorsement once you are in the guild, I will give it to you for 5 copper. But you must swear to me that you will endorse it once you are in the guild. I have been seeking it in the guild. The guild is the most profitable part of Port Nyanzaru, despite what the princes try to say. But if I could just get into the guild and get my wares into them, then it's possible that this poor humble merchant, I could become a much larger merchant."
Harn will turn towards Sage. Do we need that, or is it something that you could do with one of your potions?
Well, like, you can't really make a fire with that. You need something like dry or the inner bark or like a thicker piece of wood. So I don't really know what he's talking about, but like it smells pretty. Do you?
It's to keep the bugs away.
Why?
I'll look back towards the merchant.
Oh,
Yeah, me too. Me too. Why?
Well, you may not know. I don't know if you're very well versed in Chultan insects, but there are 2 diseases that you don't want to get from the insects out there. One is called the maddening bite, and it is it's said to have turned people against their own kind in the jungle, and it is rather unfortunate. You don't want to get it. It is.
I heard of that. I heard of that one. That it's actually kind of funny, but also you could like hurt people, and that's not how you make friends. That's fine. Are you giving this to us? What's a copper?
If you exchange 5 of your copper pieces with me, I will give you a stick of the incense. It is good for 8 hours once you burn it. But yes, 5 of your. And he'll look at your. Well, she doesn't have a coin purse. Where does she keep her coin purses?
Do you light a fire with it? Like, do you just like light it on fire and then it catches things on fire?
Yes. You light a fire and then you put this in the fire.
Yeah, you can light it on fire. Oh yeah.
Do you not know how? Have you never been into the jungle before?
No.
Oh well, then you're definitely going to want this. It is really uncomfortable out there. The insects, they swarm, they bite, they nibble. It's really terrible.
Yeah, can I give you 5 of these, and she'll like take 5 cool-looking things from her hair. Give it to you. I know what they are. I wouldn't be surprised if she had some like rare gem in her hair. Like,
would you take this
not a diamond,
ring of
course,
3 wishes?
Something really tiny. Like,
Yeah, he'll look at the four of the
Like
things.
4 pebbles, like.
Four of the pebbles that you pull out are these mundane, like, river rocks. The fourth one happens to be like a polished pearl.
Yeah.
Yes, that's more important. If can I get your? He'll collect the 4 river rocks, and you see he puts the 4 river rocks in his pocket, and the polished river pearl like in a different pocket. You know, that one makes a clink as he drops it into his coin purse. More important than the payment, can I get your word? Will you swear that when you arrive in the when you are accepted into the guild, that you will endorse my incense if it works for you? If it doesn't work for you, then never contact me again. But if it does work,
Yes, but we are not supposed to swear because that's mean, and we're making friends.
oh, I meant, may I have your oath? I apologize. The common
that's
tongue is different.
good.
The common tongue is difficult for me.
Oh yeah, I understand. Words are hard. An oath though, that's like, wow. We're gonna make an oath. So we're friends forever. I'm Sage.
Heimel. Yes, very pleasant to meet you, Sage.
Hey, thank you for your burning stick. Um, I think we're gonna. Can we have another one?
Yes. Here, he'll just give you another one. The rest of you, the audience, gets the feeling that the polished pearl is probably worth more than 5 copper. So, like, he's willing to fork over.
While this is going on, can Parn turn towards Fang and talk to them?
Absolutely. Sage and I have been going for a while, so have at it. You may have, your 15 to 25 seconds or whatever you want.
I will,
you can have much longer.
Get down on a knee if they're still on the ground. But have you been out in the jungle a lot?
He'll nod and like get really excited and then start spinning in circles.
I'll give them a second to be able to look back. Do we need to buy that? Are the bugs bad?
I mean, if you look at Fang, there's probably like bugs all over him. Bro got fleas. Bro looks nasty, so.
Aw.
So we don't want to look like him.
He'll nod. And I would ask Lorelei also if she had any knowledge, since she's book smart, about that.
Well,
I don't know how you want to RP that.
Lorelei would know. I'll let Bex know, but Lorelei would know about 2 main diseases that affect giants and humanoids. They are called blue mist fever. This is a sort of it is a fever. It causes those who are infected to see vivid hallucinations. Some people say that the hallucinations are these blue monkeys, and they last pretty much forever until cured. The creatures sometimes are often found, broken and shattered at the bottom of ravines and cliffs as they have thrown themselves off of it to get away from these blue monkeys that chase them. That is one that is the disease vector is sometimes insects. The other one is called the shivering sickness. This one, obviously, as per its name, causes people to shiver. They typically they have a sort of disorientation, blurred vision, a sudden drop in body temperature, uncontrollable shivering and chattering of teeth. They typically wither and get ill after a few days. It does pass on its own, but it leaves people feeling often on death's doorstep before they get better. So they often get really, really ill. They are clumsy.
It's a terrible flu.
Yeah, it's a terrible flu. They get clumsier. They start to get lethargic after, on day 6 or 7 of having it, you can't even stand up. But then on day 8, you stand up and you're fine.
I would also ask her, since the Himmel
Heimel
had said some Heimel had said something about the maddening bite.
Her research didn't show anything about the maddening bite.
Okay.
Taking notes on Heimel's name because I need to remember that. If you're taking notes, to spell it properly, it's like this.
Thank you.
No worries. Well, with that, Heimel will give you 2 blocks of incense. Each is good to burn for 8 hours. After he leaves, again, we would see, this is all punctuated with different groups coming through the trial. You have about 3 or 4 of them successfully, so you're just waiting on one more group to come through successfully. That doesn't mean that all 3 or 4 of them got out of the maze successfully. Some of them, only 1 or 2 people got out, but they were deemed to have done so successfully with unity for each other. Therefore, they were passed. That was explained to you guys as you went into that you didn't necessarily have to succeed. You just had to prove unity. So, with that, you will see a sort of angry-looking, portly, fair-skinned, wild tuft of curly dark hair. He will. You've seen this man before at the gate during the trial of instinct. You know him to be Beastmaster Matembe, as he comes over to you lot, and he, I knew I would find you here. I am not angry that Skybone got away. It is not your fault. It is the guild's fault for not securing the gate. They wanted to leave the gate open during the trial, despite knowing that there would be uninitiated folk moving around dinosaurs. I've come to realize somebody in the he would have their actual name, but I don't have the name anymore in my I don't have the name in my personae. No, I don't. Let me check, just make sure. Beastmaster. No, I don't have it. So he would say, I found that Raven, that is his name actually, Raven, he discovered somebody had been feeding live bait to Skybone, and I think that the guild is going to eventually uncover who had done it. I don't know how, but they assured me that they're going to find the problem, and that person is going to be held responsible for the damages caused. But I'm not here for that. I am here because I wish to employ you. I have 25 gold that I am willing to use to procure a new racing champion. You see, Skybone brings in a lot of money. When they are well, they win a lot, and when they are not well, people still bet on them. So I can still hedge some bets and make a good deal of money doing so. I am willing to pay 25 gold for the procurement of a new dinosaur. I would like it to be of the bipedal nature, and I would like it to be fast. And if you can bring it in good health, I will be willing to pay 25 gold for it, along with reimbursing you for whatever methods you use to capture it. So if it ruins a net, I will give you a new net. If it requires you to, if you have binding spells that you need, your components. I don't know how you magic people work, but if you have whatever means you need necessary, if you can provide me the dinosaur with the proof of the means to capture it, I am willing to bestow upon you the prize of 25 gold pieces for the acquisition of a new Thunderhead Track champion.
Wait. So, like, the dinosaur you had to take from the jungle didn't, like, come here to run around for you? Like, you took it
Yes.
from its hole?
No, he would actually say, No, it came on its own. I just want you to go and find it. You be its talent agent, and I'll give you the gold as a finder's fee. Like, he's the most, like, sarcastic laden response ever. I don't know if Sage picks up on it, but then
Yeah, what is a talent agent? Like, they're really good at running, so you just are like, "Oh my God, you're like so good at that," and then you just like tell them all that.
Oh, of course, yes. If you find a dinosaur that's good at running, just ask them nicely if they want to come run for Beastmaster Matembe at the Thunderhead track.
Oh, okay.
And he like he looks at the rest of you in expectation that there's going to be someone else who understands more than Sage. I think you would look at Parn, because Parn has the look of an animal trapper. Even though you're not an animal trapper, you have the look of one.
I don't have anything currently that would allow me to capture anything.
No, you're just
I
supposed to ask.
also would not be able to guarantee that I would be able to capture anything. So the question would be, how much money did you want to spend on a possibility?
I'm not going to risk anything prior to it being here, but if you are willing to front the attempt, I will reimburse you wholeheartedly for and wholly, along with the fee of 25 gold for doing so.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, I hope that you do. See to it that you do, and I shall make you 25 gold richer. Now, for the economy's sake, 25 gold is a lot of gold for a skilled hand. I got to find my numbers on this again. But for skilled labor, I believe the skilled labor price is like 2 silver a day or something like that. So for 25 gold, you're looking at math, 250 silver. So you're looking at 140 days of work. They're willing to pay you for a third of a year of skilled labor work to go capture a dinosaur. It's a good deal. So that's not, I'm not telling you that to convince you. I'm telling you that to set the tone for your characters to understand how much money that is. I don't want you to be.
I really like that helps with my character because he has no idea what that means.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
character.
But no Sage knows either.
Like in Stage's brain, you just see like she's like, I can make friends with a dinosaur. Like she's just like,
So we got two people who don't even know what gold is.
yeah, I love so much that this man has decided to confront Fang, Parn, and Sage. Like,
Poor guy.
oh,
All the business
yes,
end of your party is missing. Which
yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
so poor living is 2 silver per day.
Hey, we got a business person.
poor living is 2 silver.
She's
Oh yeah.
no idea.
Oh yeah. I do see someone else who popped in. Participants. Bex is here. Cool. I'm gonna pop on my. Yeah. So as he's discussing it, it's two silver per day for poor living?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. There you go. Lifestyle expenses: wretched, squalid, poor, modest, comfortable. Okay, so I'm going to. There's another one for skilled labor and how much you have to pay for skilled labor.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can't find that while we wait for Bex to jump up here. You know what? It's 9:20. I'm gonna do our mid-session break here, and then we'll reconvene with Bex in tow. I haven't even asked you yet, Bex, if you're capable of playing or if you're just jumping on for the chat. But we're gonna jump to the BRB, and we'll reconvene in like 10 minutes or so. Sorry. Now we're jumping back in where we left off. My mic was still muted. So we are going to cut back in with no waste at all as Matembe, Beastmaster Matembe, is standing in front of your group, trying to commission you to capture what he called a new champion for the Thunderherd track. He specified that he would like it to be a bipedal. He definitely wants it to be fast. And I'm going to throw in here that he would have said he wants it to be showy. He's like, oh, I already have a Velociraptor. I already have a Dilophosaurus. If you can get me something exciting, I'll pay you extra. But just any type of bipedal champion for my track, and I'll give you 25 gold for it.
Lorelei will step up. Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Roll
Roll that insight for me as you're now present.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. This is going great. Perfect. So, oh damn, my chat didn't go up there.
See everything.
My DM, my thing. Can I use my thing?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a nat 1 again.
Okay, that's better.
That is
Okay,
better.
slightly better.
That is better. I need to connect. Let's go. Here we go. I didn't have the chat up in the stream, so now it is up in the stream. Yes. So, as Bex won the last week's best RP moment of the session, Bex is going to use her one-time expires this session DM inspiration and roll a 14 instead of a 2. So yes, you notice that he's behaving not dishonestly, but he's like he's rehearsed what he's saying. His hand movements he's moving his hands. He is a very evocative talker, but it's too rehearsed. Like when he goes to start a sentence, he goes from not moving when he's listening to you, and then goes, so what I need you to do, and it's like this very walk through, and then he puts his hands back down by his side. Well, what you need to, and like it's the same, like I think after the second or third reiteration, as you're asking for clarity, you notice like his movements are very practiced. Like he's trying to instill confidence in you. He's not, because like insight's not a lie detector, right? It's what can you gain about the person? What subtleties can you pick up? He's trying to convey confidence and simplicity in his desire. Whether or not he's being forthright, whether he's being like, clear as mud, is kind of, you get the feeling that there's some sort of deception going on there. Not necessarily what, but there's more to what he's leading on than he's asking for, or than he's conveying. I'll say because 14's above average, and then beyond that it's also like it's almost breaking the 75 percentile. He's conveying extra urgency that probably doesn't need to be conveyed for a request like this, because he could have just said, hey, I'll give you $25 if you go capture a dinosaur. But then he's like, yeah, but make sure you do it. Make sure, if you're already going out there right now, it's just a good time to do it. And he's kind of keeps hitting on the urgency of this. Like it's a timely matter that he wants done relatively quickly if you're capable of doing it quickly.
Okay.
Well, he will then say, again, if it is whatever you need done to do it, whatever you need to do it, I will reimburse you the cost of whatever you spend. So if you need to purchase nets, or if you need to purchase shackles or chains or ropes, or if you want to purchase sleeping darts, or whatever it is that you want to use to pull them in, I will reimburse you for the cost of that. Just let me know the vendor that you purchased it from, and I will go and settle the debt and give you your. I will find out what you spent, and I will give it back to you so that you are not out for the cost. It's 25 profit for you plus whatever you spent to do so. And with that, the last of the groups will come through the maze. The fifth group will finally come through the maze, and this one they have covered themselves in what looks to be like animal fat, like just rendered animal fat. They are slick, and they're like sliding as they're coming through across the vines, and you can see the vines are trying to grab their ankles like actively. You know, I described the one person as like help, and they get sucked back into the maze. But these people, like, the vines are trying to grab on, and it's just like grabbing a greased pig. They're just super slippery, so they're kind of stumbling and sliding as they come through, and they're like, ha! They fall down, and they're like splayed out, you know, comedically. All of them are splayed out on the floor, like, okay, we're ready. And around the corner comes Taryn. Taryn, the green robed and like green and gold robed wizard. Cowl up. He does not have any sort of like rendered animal fat on him. He is clean as a whistle. And he steps over his group, like disgustingly looking at them. He looks back at them, and he looks up at you, Gal, and he's like, I see that you are one short. You do not have an accomplished wizard in your midst. I'll be honest, you were not my first pick. I had wished to ally myself with the Emerald Claw. I had read about their success in the Moonshay Isles, and I had hoped to add myself to their ranks, but they were not agreeable to my presence. It would appear their short sight and value on familiarity over capability has met us at an impasse until their current ranks are thinned. But I am affording myself, and he'll bow very ostentatiously, I am affording myself to your ranks, at your service. I am Taryn, the Evoker. He'll bow very, very, very low. Shall we together now to the floodplains? He just like picks up his stuff and like picks up his book. You see his book is meticulously, like, he has rethreaded the spine of his spell book multiple times. He tucks it into his robes and he's like, come, dither not. The trial of initiative is upon us. Our success is imminent. And he will walk up to Tallymaster Hama, and Hama like looks at him like, a very capable. You are then no longer traveling with your group through the trial of unity? No. They were unnecessary. Well, they are unnecessary. They have served their purpose. And they look at him like, but Taryn! Like they can't get up. They're so slick on the ground. Taryn, wait! And he's like, no, you have served your purpose.
I'll look to the rest of my group. Did we want to have him join us?
I mean, personally, it's a little questionable. He's kind of just party hopping, you know? Isn't this supposed to be about, like, making a team?
Yeah, friendship.
I
Oh,
think Sage's
yes.
going to say yes no matter what we say.
I would love to be your friend. Yes, come. And he'll like buddy up to Sage.
What's wrong with your other friends, though?
Oh,
Why are they on the ground?
We had a disagreement, and they don't want to be my friend anymore.
Did you tell them you're sorry?
No, I think we have what they would call irreconcilable differences. You look back, Sage, and you see them like, Taryn! Like, they're sad.
She's like, I probably have a potion for that. Like, she doesn't really know what you're saying, but... Oh, look, they're calling for you. Hi, he's over here. Yeah, hi.
Oh, don't look at them. It's going to make it more awkward. Please, I will not be burdensome to you. I just wish to have a better party to go at it with in the plains until the morning, and then we consider it more of contract work rather than a long-term agreement.
What do you mean a better party? You just left your friends over there?
Again, they have served their usefulness.
Did you just leave them?
Yes, I'm still very heartbroken about it, but it has to be done. Truly.
you can leave people here. And then she's just looking around at all of you guys like you're going to leave her in the plains. And then she just realized that Barn told her basically that you trust her, which you weren't here for facts, but no one's ever told her that ever. So now she's back to internally freaking out, like, or externally freaking out, I guess. Like, oh my, you can leave friends?
Sage, we won't leave you. You're our friend. You've helped us so much. He's just not our friend yet. He has to earn that spot, just like we all did.
Oh, right. I will. Are you saying this with him? Like, he's within proximity for speaking?
Oh yeah,
okay.
he can. Yeah, he
He's
hears
like,
me.
please, I
Probably next to his face, like 2 inches away. Like, you can leave people.
I assure you, I will not overstay my welcome, and when you wish me to depart, I shall. I just wish to go into the plains with a capable group. Once I prove that I am worthy to you, you may employ me again, or at your choice, dismiss me.
No, we're making friends. So like, you are going to be our friend, or you are going to like it's best friends group.
Yes, I wish to be your bestest friend. May I get your name? Sage. I am Terran, the Evoker. Pleasure to meet you, Sage. And he gives you like this grand bow.
She would walk over and like, just, you don't have to necessarily play it out, but she would check on his friends that he left on the ground.
Yeah, as you walk over, like, you find that they are covered in this, like, I mentioned it as like animal rendering. It's like a fat rendering of some kind of refined oil, or unrefined oil rather. And like, they're just like slipperier than shit. They're trying to pull their robes open, but it's like a frictionless surface. So they're trying to like pull their robe off, and they just can't grab their actual robe. It's like they're grabbing mucus and slime, and they pull that off, and then they go to try to. They're trying their hardest to disrobe and get all the slime off, and they're like, okay, I'll just prestidigitate, and they can't go through the somatic components to prestidigitate themselves clean. It's a shit show. They look awful. Remarkably, they don't have any cuts or scrapes on them, as if they just, like, by sheer force of slipperiness, slid right through the mace and made it through to the other side.
Yeah, that's super cool.
If we did allow him, I think that we would need to make sure that he knows that you, Lorelei, are in charge.
I'm in charge. I mean, yes, absolutely. I'm in charge.
Yes, I am. I had approached, in true disclosure, I had approached Quetley of the Emerald Claw, and they had dismissed me. But if you are the de facto leader of this group, I shall. I am at your service. May I have your name proper? Are you Captain?
Yes, it's no, not a captain. No, just Lorelei.
Lorelei. And your surname, Lorelei?
Merrow.
Lorelei Merrow. I am Terran, the Evoker of the Sea of Stars, at your service. And again, a very low bow, and as he's bowing, he like holds his hand out to like, shake your hand. He holds his hand out for you to lay your hand in, so he can, do what all nobles do, which is like shake and like, yeah. He goes and do you have the ring? You said the signet ring is on your chain.
It's on the chain, and I meant to say it in chat earlier this week. She would have noticed Slink looking at it and would have been like, oh crap,
okay,
tucking it.
Do you have like sun marks, like a sun ring where you're
Yes. Yeah.
So you have a stain where you like aren't wearing the ring. So he would go and he'd be like, Lorelei, have you been relieved of your ring? He's very observant of your hand. Like,
it's just one of those things where you just lose stuff sometimes, know?
I have a spell that could locate it if you could describe it to me, but perhaps at a future moment when we when you wish it. For now, I think we should focus our preparation on the survival of the trial of initiative. Are any of you experienced in Outlander things?
I certainly am not. A pawn, a thing. Don't ask me. Sage?
Ah! He looks at Fang like, ah! What? He looks at the rest
Yeah, I
of
was
you.
gonna say, is Fang like was Fang like out getting more rats or something, or how did his presence not scare this guy off?
He didn't see you. He looked for the people and like looked for the sociable people that he could go.
So he was out getting
interact with.
rats. Okay.
Sure. And he comes back and sees Fang is like, is this one of your companions?
Yes.
But that is
this
our
is
friend.
our
Oh.
friend Fang.
Hello, Fang. Like he will hold out
Oh
his
no,
hand.
Wolfie.
Oh,
His
hello.
name is Wolfie.
Hello, Wolfie.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's just standing there on all fours with a rat in his mouth. Rat's probably still moving.
Looks back at the rest of you. He's like, how charming.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, Wolfie, are you well versed in survival in the wilderness? I think that I might have much to learn from you, Wolfie.
Yeah, he'll nod.
Do you speak any languages, Wolfie?
He'll nod again.
Are you going to be able to teach us in a language we understand? Or just by example?
Yeah, I think he's just kind of staring like.
Example it is. I look forward to learning from your example, Wolfie. If you need me, just... he looks at the rat and he's like, if you need me, Lorelei, I am at your service. I shall travel with you. None of you seem like jump at the idea of being like the wilderness expert. So he just is like, well,
No, she said like, "Are you an outlander?" Like she doesn't know what. And some terms are hard for Sage, but also like something about this man's voice that just joined her group like is just she extra zones out. He's just like I think actually I would turn to what's his name? Taryn. Be like, Taryn, I don't like okay. I just wanna I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be Taryn like so like you're leaving your friends because you want to come with us to the jungle? But like do you want to just bring your friends too?
oh, I guess we could. That's a thing we could do. We could invite them. Though
I'm so sorry, Tom.
I don't think they would. They appear to be presently indisposed. And he looks at them like struggling to, even like walk. He's like, I don't know that they're going to be able to collect themselves for this.
Oh, okay. And so you just want to use us so that you can become an aspirant, so then you think that you are like making all of the best friends.
That's correct. I want to make all of the best friends. So intuitive.
Yeah, but an aspirant best friend with the sigil.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Do you have like rope for a hammock, and also do you have a way to make fire, and do you have bits of bone probably? Do you have any of that in your bag? What about warm socks?
I do have the ability to make fire. Yes, I am. As an evoker, I have trained for many of years in the creation of fire in its various forms. I also carry the ability to create a hammock. Yes, I do have a hammock, like in my bags. In terms of dry socks, I find it easier to just dry my socks than to procure extra dry socks.
Yeah. He hasn't been outside much, has he? She's like looking to those guys with her one sock.
I love the art. I gotta find a way to put the art in the stream. Maybe I'll. Oh, it's in the Discord. Y'all can jump in the Discord.
That
And
was
I'll pop
totally Sparrow's idea too, by the way.
You like the type to wear socks and sandals, and then I just figured she probably only have one sock.
She found somewhere.
So this is Terran. Terran, the evoker of the
Bald.
Sea of Stars. Yes, he is bald. Terran.
Wow, he looks so mean.
He is not. He doesn't look kind.
Because he's bald.
Someone peed in his Cheerios.
Yeah, it wasn't. Maybe it's Fang. Could have been Sage. It's probably Barn
That's a
though.
cool outfit, though.
Yeah, so it's this very ostentatious green robe with the. It's not the best of image there. It's supposed to have gold trimmings, like gold filament and trimmings. But you know the idea. I'm still getting the right emotion about Terran. He's not the fantasticest person looking wise. I'm going to paste that into chat just because I realized that.
He looks really cool, but he looks like he's gonna like maybe kill you in your sleep. Find them.
He gives off the dangerous wizard vibe. Even as he's speaking to you all, he gives off the dangerous wizard vibe. However, at this point, Tallymaster Hama will come over and she's like, all right, of the second class, please, you will be establishing a forward position. You will secure your perimeter, sustain yourselves, and adapt to whatever the wild sends your way. Remember, dawn is the finish line. If you decide you've done all you can, send off your flare and you'll be retrieved. We value those who endure and those who know when it's time to move. You will be afforded the opportunity.
I forgot to mention that, Vex.
You will be afforded the opportunity to, in the order you came through the maze, you will be afforded the opportunity to select your ground and establish your campground. So that would be the best friends, led by Lorelei, followed by the Silver Wings, followed by the Troublesome Trio, followed by group number 7. So come with me, and we shall depart towards. Come with the guild representative here, and he shall escort you beyond the city into the southeast plains. And they will Tallymaster Hama will bow, and you guys will all be led out via Malar's Throat. So I'm going to drop you over really briefly onto the map here. Let me see, just so we can go back to the city. And I'm going to pop us over on the stream to the VTT. Oh, we're all the way off the page. Okay. So this is the city of Port Nyanzaru. I'm not complaining. I'm just making a note. North is to the right. I've never been a fan of north to the right, even if the map is better suited that way. So north is to the right. Don't get confused. I just realized I don't have a background on. There we go. Okay, so that means that to the south would be on the left. That's how north and south work. So over here, this is called Malar's Throat, and it is a washed out. It is very evident that when it floods, this is a sort of gully, a designed feature of the city that takes the water into the city instead of smashing the walls down. It comes across these natural formation of rock cliffs here. This whole city, this whole part of the outer city is built on stilts and suspended on the 2 cliff faces. So the ground is very bare because there's no buildings there except for the temple to Timora, the goddess of luck. So Timora's temple is here. That is number 24. So I'll just go ahead and pop that on for the next time we're on this map. Gadunk. Cool. So you're led out through Malar's Throat. There's a washing out of the city there. The ground is very slicked with mud and rock. And you are led out into the surrounding area around Port Nyanzaru into what is known as the Southeast Plains. So I said that I was going to be briefly dropping you onto the map there. That's true. I'm already going to take you off the map and put you onto a different map questions on as you're being led out of the city? It's like a processional type of thing. Cool.
We with other parties.
Do
You
what?
said there's like 5 others. Like,
Yeah.
are they around us?
Yeah,
or-
they're all around you. They're all around your general area. I probably shouldn't use this map because it's the one made by Wizards of the Coast for the actual textbook campaign. So just ignore this these colored marks over here. They have nothing to do with anything. Just ignore it. Great, good talk. So you're led into the plain that is right here, south of the city. This sort of open place here. It's a place between the two rivers. It is very low to the ground. You see that there are, I think I actually have a better map to put you onto. I know we're just hopping on maps today. Sorry guys. Eventually I'll get my crap together. Okay. So this might take a second to load because it's a little bit bigger of an image. And then my Roll20 is just going to freeze, which is cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And now nothing's loading.
I thought it was just me.
Huzzah. Pow. So this is what it looks like. You see there is rain coming up from the jungle beyond. There are mountains and palm trees and just the general floodplains around. I had mentioned at the very intro of the session here that there was rain starting to come up from the jungle. So this is where you are led, and you can see throughout the place here there are other aspirants from the first class. There's probably about 15 to 20 people who have already taken hold, taken like the best and most ideal of the encampments here. But we are going to use this for a couple different reasons. We're going to use this for the introduction on how camping and encampments will work in this campaign, and for the introduction to the test of the trial of initiative. So that's kind of how like the Call of Aspirants has worked for us so far. We've used it to introduce combat, we've used it to introduce skill challenges, we've used it to introduce more complex things like grappling and stuff like that. This one will be used from a session, from like a how-to D&D standpoint, to explain camping and how encounters are going to work in camping, and then it's gonna play a part of the story too. So camping, encampments in this campaign, you're going to have to establish long rests are never a guaranteed thing. You're going to have to earn your long rests. So that being said, the ways you earn that are to complete camp tasks. To do so successfully, there are a couple different options. I've given Sage, or I've given Fierce rather, because she has the most knowledge about these things. I've given her some information that she would know as a character. But for you guys, we're going to simplify this for today's session. Let me find my session notes on this while I talk about it. There are sorry, the assignment, the hooks, the sustenance, the early encounter. Where did it go? I'm failing. Okay, there are 3 things.
You're doing great.
You're going to establish shelter. This would include things like making survival checks, using engineering, improvised crafting, trying to find a place to camp. You need to establish defenses. So this would be like making perception checks, making against survival, making traps that surround your camp, doing things that would basically stop a hostile creature from coming into your camp. And then you need to establish like comfort and security. So you need fire, you need food, you need a morale boost. So all of this is going to tie into your ability to you're going to either have successes on these or failures on these, and that's going to help or hurt your ability to have a long rest in the actual campaign. For this session, it's going to be a little bit easier. We're just going to roll these 3 things, and then we're going to roll right through. But just for like table talk rules, I'll share the actual rules with you guys after session in chat, just so we can make sure that we're all clear on that going forward. But one of the things that I think this campaign doesn't do a good enough job as written is make you earn your rests, because it's a walk through the jungle. It's supposed to be kind of slow. It's supposed to be kind of challenging. There's supposed to be a resource block to this. So I want to make sure that we really lean into that for role play, and to give classes like Ranger, Druid, really those 2 classes shine in the ability to like survive out in the jungle. Otherwise, those classes kind of are a little lackluster in most campaigns. Okay, so with that said, you are led out into here, into this this plane, and the guild representative is like, okay, best friends, you are the first ones to be able to choose your encampment. Would you please proceed into the plains? Make hurry. I do see rain coming, and you have 15 minutes before I release the next group to find an encampment. I will ask you politely to secure your encampment somewhere far enough from your colleagues that it will not affect their chance of survival. That being said, we do not want to invite competition or conflict in this. This is meant to be you and the jungle, not you, the jungle, and the sabotage.
Sage will immediately just start marching like whatever up what looks like higher ground in the direction that the sun will rise. Just immediately, like not even asking anyone where to go. Just like probably almost like skipping around things. Like
Nice. Yeah, so Sage takes off.
Arn
Go
would
ahead.
start to follow, having no idea at all what's going on.
This is like the first time we've seen Sage be this confident, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Like she's going, right? Like normally she's very like, so yeah, I think Lorelai, same thing. She would be like, oh, right, here we go.
Yeah, not dashing, but just this direction.
Yeah. So for choosing a successful place, so the way that this is going to work, establishing encampments in the future, you have a couple different options. You can use a depletable resource. So you can use this for anything establishing a camp. If you are establishing a camp and you use lay on hands, again, you just roleplay how using lay on hands. I chose that because nobody has that in this party. You choose how lay on hands will help you establish camp. Roleplay that to a successful way, and because you used a depletable resource, it's a critical success on that metric. If you use a renewable resource, it does lower the DC. So it'll make the DC a little bit easier to pass. And then if you're just like, I'm going to use my survival ability, you just roll versus the DC to succeed that portion of the encampment. None of this is rules as written, guys. This is going to be a homebrew, so if it sucks, we're gonna change it. But for now, this is how we're gonna handle this. We're gonna gamify it a little bit, and then we'll role play once we establish how that gamification went. So, Sage. I was looking at Sage when I said it, and Lorelai's name popped up. Okay, Sage, as you are walking them out into the jungle, into the plains, what are you using? Obviously, your characters know how, but what are you using to pick the right high point to put your party for a rest?
Survival.
Survival?
Yeah.
So you're looking for somewhere that the sun rises, so the sun rises in the east, so you're looking for somewhere that the sun rises, you're looking for a high point. 14? Yeah, let me... there are multiple, that is high enough that it's above the DC, so you successfully, you get the bonus of having what's called, like, the choose the camp location bonus. That's not the name of it, that's what I've decided to call it for the moment. So, on this map, Sage... I've placed Sage on a different map. I hope that it's not... Yeah, dynamic lighting is off, so you should be able to see the entire map. There are high points and low points. Oh, the hell with it. I'll just put everybody there. Cool, let's regroup. Oh, man. Regroup all. Here we go. Cool. So this is the location. Give the map a second to load. It's a pretty big map with a lot of assets on it. So
yes it is.
Sorry for that. Okay. Make sure that everything is as intended. This is the map of the plains where they are allowing you to rest. You see there are multiple high points, so that would be the things like this, where there are the lighter soils, where the soil has not received as much water in the rains. There are also larger trees there. There are larger... less reedy, more woody vegetation. There's, you know, the you see the cattails that run the full length of the lower floodplains, and there's even standing water in some places. So obviously, like, this is low ground. Don't go there because that's low ground. If you want to rest in the high ground. So, Sage, just let me know where you want to establish here. I'm going to drop you your character token here, and you can just move it to wherever you want to.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, it may take a second because the map is kind of large. I just didn't want to, like, I wanted to be large enough that you could have choices without being like, you rest here. Like, this is the tree that you rest under. So that's kind of my
You rolled a 20, but there's only one spot. Good
exactly.
luck.
Good job. You picked this spot. So again, 14 is. Go ahead.
Did you say like north is to the left?
North is up on this map. I don't believe in.
Okay, cool.
I don't believe in.
And then did we know if do we know if the sun rises and sets like west and east?
Yeah, we'll say it rises in the east, because that makes more sense to not have to battle that world.
Yeah.
I think it should rise in the south.
All right, well, you're entitled to your opinion, no matter however wrong it may be. As an American, I will fight for your right to have the opinion that is wrong.
That's great.
Good.
I'm not sure where you put my person, but that's okay. I was thinking that like there's like kind of a clump of like over here. Well, is it showing you?
I'm
Probably
not
not.
seeing anything so
Grab
far.
a measuring. Maybe you can see it.
Okay, I see you up there on the
here.
top. Cool.
Yeah, this looks like it's like higher ground, not super wet with she likes the way these trees look. They look pretty alive.
Cool. So we'll have you guys hang out up there for the start of this. That is your camp. The next thing you guys have to do. We're gonna before I go on to the next thing, I want to slow it down so that we can really role play it out. Lorelei, Parn, and Fang, you see Sage take off very confidently. Sage, do you look at multiple hills? Do you you just see one, you're like, that's the one? Walk us through how Sage picks the high point for you guys to set up camp. RP it for us.
It will look like that I am skipping around you guys, and you're like, why is she so bouncy? But really what she's doing is jumping from like you probably don't see them like rocks or roots so that she doesn't sink into the ground. And I would maybe tell you if someone fell, but no one fell yet, so I wouldn't even think that not everyone would know to do that. Not to let your like shoes sink into the ground. So I'm really sorry ahead of time. And so I'd be skipping like over anything that looks like, like you would sink into the ground over to like just going up in elevation to something that looks like it would be like firmer to walk on and just looks more comfortable. And it just looks to you like she's going to like some really luscious tree. I'm just like, oh, that one looks good. And I wouldn't be necessarily looking around too much as much I would be like looking up and then looking down. Like I saw like which way the elevation is, and it kind of looks like I'm going towards like some of you would probably know general directions. Like, oh, she's going west. Weird. Cool. Okay. And then like and be like, all right, and then I'm just looking up and down and like skipping, coming to myself.
What about the rest of you? As Sage has very well explained how they're going through the marshlands, what do the rest of you look like following her?
Lorelai is just walking. She's just doesn't know she's supposed to skip anything. And so she's just, if she gets stuck, she gets stuck because she doesn't know. But she's trying to follow Sage as best she can.
Parn is a chunky boy, and he is stepping on multiple spots and sinking like all the way, mid leg or above. Just like pull himself
Would you
out.
say
Keep
anything?
going. No, I mean you got. I mean, are you looking back? Because everybody has a higher walking speed than me. I'm slow. I got short little legs.
I definitely wouldn't be dashing, and I would be looking up and down. So I think that it would be more like, instead of my typical 30 feet that I can go per time, it would probably be more like 20, just because I'm also paying attention. Well, I don't know, Thomas can say, but I would say that I'm going pretty fast for where we are, but also, picking the right route to jump on.
Yeah, so
I would you be making noise if you fell in? Like, would I hear that? Like, I feel like we would hear you.
Aiden and I had a disagreement about this, not like a heated disagreement, but just we stand on different points. I don't think you should be able to withhold, I don't think you should be able to do non-lethal damage and attack multiple times per round, because I think that non-lethal damage takes concentration. I think that if you're moving stealthily, you shouldn't be allowed to move your full speed per round. I think if you're moving and if you're moving and trying to like make a perception check, because we assume that in a 6-second round per combat, you can move your full speed, attack twice, and make an item like interaction. If you're holding back an attack, that takes extra time, like in roleplay wise, because that's not your typical like I swing as hard as I can as fast as I can. You're like, I swing as hard as I can and also don't cut through the femoral artery. Like, that takes extra effort. His stance, which I totally think is respectable, but just not my stance, is that as a fighter you're trained to do that. I'm like, that's true, but you're also trained to kill your target. In my games, I think that I honor when you say, Sage, that you're walking and you're being careful, or you're being intentional about how you're walking, that maybe you're not moving 30 feet, maybe you're moving 20 feet to be more like...
The Rangers also get the specific thing, like where moving through, your favorite terrain doesn't slow your group, which would imply that moving otherwise would.
Yeah. So I try to give, maybe I'm a little bit heavy on the punishment. I don't want to call it a punishment because it's not a punishment, but maybe I'm a bit heavy-handed in the doling out disadvantage and stuff like that, because I like giving the classes a chance to overcome that stuff. So whatever. All of that to say, Sage, as you're walking through, I think it's totally reasonable that you are slowing it down a little to be more intentional about like, okay, well, I don't want to move really fast, because what if there's a rock in my way, or what if there's a sinkhole in my way, or etc. So I think it's reasonable that you can keep up, Parn. That's a really long-winded way to say that. Yes, Parn, you can keep up.
Yeah, I feel like I would like not be looking around for things, but I would be looking like up and looking down. Like, it probably looks weird to them while I'm like, They're like, what is she looking at? Wait, Parn, would I hear you falling? I feel like I could hear you.
I would imagine so. I'm not screaming. I'm kind of cursing grumbly under my voice as I'm pulling out, my leg for the 15th time.
Hey, Parn, did you know that if you like stepped on like the rocks or the roots and like you just kind of walked around that way, you probably wouldn't sink into the ground, because you want to get off of the squishy ground and onto the hard ground. That's where we're going right now. Up.
Thomas, would any of that still be above my weight limit?
You mean like the
spots that she's telling me to step on?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you're stepping on like hardened grasses and stuff like that. So you're not
Okay.
You're not like, some of the ground that she steps on is hard for her and is not hard for you. Like, she steps over, mangrove roots, and mangrove roots are strong, but like, you a chonky boy, so the mangrove root might not be enough to sustain your weight. So you step on some of them and they snap. So you learn to step closer to the trunk, or she steps on a rock and rocks don't crack under your weight. So like, you know, you are and are not both. You're both are and are not able to step on those things. Yeah.
So I take her advice and start trying to step in smarter spots, but still occasionally, like you said, break something or trip.
So yeah, I think you can hear him, Sage, as he's walking behind you. I think so, for sure.
Yeah, fine. That's way to step up your legs. You're really good at lifting, so you can just lift your legs up higher, maybe like like that.
I'm tiny,
Yeah.
so me lifting my leg up doesn't do a ton.
Oh,
thank you.
yeah. Should we like have a rope around you and like pull you? No, you're good, right? You're good. You're good. Yeah. He's good. You're
I got
great.
this.
Yeah, you're amazing. Mm.
So
We'll smile.
the two we haven't heard from yet, Fang, this being the first time leaving Port Nyanzaru since your parents, or your parent rather, dropped you off there, what do we see from Fang as they step beyond the bounds of the city into the more comfortable wilds?
I mean, for what he understands, they're trying to find a place to rest, sleep. He isn't 100% sure, but for what he's gathered, that's what he's figured out. So I think he's running around, maybe a bit ahead of the group, just scouting out the area, just trying to find a good place to, what he would think is a good place to rest.
Yeah, I think you and Sage both arrive at the same location. It fits everything that you would normally do. There's trees overhead, so you're not exposed to the sky. You're close enough to fresh water that if you needed to, you could go down and filter water out. Is
it running water or is it still water?
It's running water, but it's very slowly running water. But you do
better than still water.
Yeah, you do the test, and it moves more than a foot in 2 seconds or whatever that test is. There's some metric you're supposed to check. It passes that, so it is flowing water. This section over here is kind of still marshy water. It courses a little bit, but not a lot. Whereas this side here, both this side and this side, I'm pinging, and I should probably just use the line instead. This side over here and this side over here have a little bit more water. This one is a constant trickle as it goes through these reeds. Now these reeds are difficult terrain, so stepping through those is going to cost you an extra 5 feet. Just once. It's not like it's, if it covers multiple squares, for instance, this one here covers multiple squares, it's just 5 feet extra to cross the reeds. So we're not gonna like gamify that. Make it a nice little easy number there. Cool. So you guys arrive at the spot by means of your leader Sage and with the help of Fang. Story wise, Lorelei, you finally are leaving the city. You are going out into the world proper. What do we see on on Lorelei's disposition, on her countenance, on her attitude about this going on?
It's like the first step into the open field. She's just like, okay, I've got this. But her flowers are gonna be like full yellow, just full on fear, because she does not know what's coming, and she's just terrified. But like as they're walking up, I think there would be like a trickle of white leaching in, of like a little bit of excitement, like, okay, this is the moment, like this is my first test, here we go. And so there's definitely like this like trepidatious excitement. But she's trying to follow Sage and Fang, because she's like, I don't know what I'm doing, so here we go.
Yeah, I read books on survival, but they didn't have this specific location. Wasn't in any of my books, so I can't like say like, it's hard to textbook it in the real world. That's fair. Well, the next part of this, again, it'll be different when we run the actual encounters, but the next part of this trial You have established your location. The next thing to do is to establish defenses. So again, we did shelter, defense, and then comfort will be the last one. But for the defenses, Sage, as you've already done one check, you can direct people and give them advice, but your task was to find the right location. In the future, because there are like roughly 15 of these things, you guys can, this is the risk and reward system, right? You can run as many tasks as you want in the future, but the first one you fail, you'll pass anyways, but that's the last one you're allowed to attempt. So if you're like, I'm coming in and I'm going to attempt the first one, and I'm going to do that with a depletable resource, guaranteed success. The next one, I'm going to use a renewable resource, so it's an easier DC. I also pass that one. The third one, let's say you just decide to like raw do it by the numbers. I'm going to roll my survival check and you fail it. You do complete that task. It's not like you fail that task, but you spend the rest of the time setting up that one. So if it's establish a camp, I have a list of these. I'll send them over again. I just don't want to I don't want to really belabor it today, but it's like choose a safe location, orient for environment, clear and level the ground, assess overhead hazards, etc. When you pick the task you want to do, if you fail it, you do complete it, but you just complete it at the end of the time allotted for setting up camp. So again, there's a benefit to saying like, I'm going to spend my resources to do it. But if you roll really high, like if you're a super awesome survival person, you roll really high, you can set up camp, you can do all 15 tasks by yourself. So again, that's the eventuality of this. For today, we're just introducing the concept instead. So establishing security, I guess I'm going to turn it over to Sage again, because you know what needs to be done. Fang, you probably do as well, but not from the same perspective as Sage. So I'm going to leave the two of you as Taryn looks kind of expectantly like, looking around at the place you chose for a campsite, schleps his giant bag off and sets it down to the ground. Probably goes and sits under this tree over here.
Do you guys see any birds or frogs?
I mean, Fang has his bird.
Fang?
She's just like asking in general if anyone sees them.
Lorelei will start looking around. Does she find anything?
Yeah, there's all kinds of wildlife here. You hear frogs constantly going in the creeks. Bird wise, you probably see there are like ibis and egret, herons, and lots of wading birds. Probably not any like coastal birds. The terns and the gulls haven't come in this far, but lots of wading birds. Stork, maybe a roseate spoonbill. Birds of my tail.
Yeah, so she looks up, like looks pretty happy, looks around like, yeah. Now all you have to do is ask the tree for shelter, and then you have to just clear all this area here, and then you lay down like a bunch of stuff, and then we put up your hammocks, and you attach it to the shelter, and then you attach leaves to the shelter, and then you just like, it's really the best. I miss this so much. Oh yeah, and then you gotta make your circle, but we can do that later. Who wants to speak to the tree?
Taryn looks at Sage and looks at Lorelei, and he's like, I'll go put my hammock up over here. Like,
No, you can't just put it up there without asking.
oh, I'll ask the tree. Don't worry not, guide.
Yeah, I'm worried with you or I'm worried about you, Taryn. You know what, Taryn? You said that you were going to listen to us to be best friends. So
Oh, yes. Perfect. You let me know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive about that. I'm sorry.
No, okay, you're learning, and grandmother says that it's easier to learn something that you don't know how to do than to unlearn something that you were taught wrong.
Oh, your grandmother's very wise. I can't wait to.
I know, right?
Hopefully someday I will get to learn from her.
Oh no, she's dead, but you could try. Are you a necromancer?
I there's like a pause. He's like, I'm aware of some of the principles of necromancy, but I am not myself a necromancer. I am an evoker. But
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. The schools of magic are often confusing to the uninitiated. Again, as your grandmother said, it's easier to learn something we don't know than it is to unlearn something we learned wrong. Smart woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
well
smart.
then. Well then, Tree, may I put my hammock in you? If I can't, speak up if I can't.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job. I'm pretty proud of you. You're learning all sorts of things.
I'll go ahead and set my hammock up over here. He just like goes in and immediately like,
I'm a living branch. She's just yelling.
what are the rest of you doing? As
I'm a living branch.
Taryn picks a tree to put his hammock under.
Arn would look to see who is semi-paying attention and closer between Fang and Lorelei.
Like paying attention to Sage or paying attention to the frog she told us to look for?
Anything but those two, quite honestly.
Lorelai's still looking for frogs. She was told to find frogs.
She's doing her
I
best.
will walk up to Fang then.
Yeah, Fang is looking out. He has a one-track mind, food. So he's trying to figure out what kind of animals are in the area, just maybe sending his raven out to see if they can find anything for him to hunt down. And he's getting a trap out and just making sure it works.
Yeah, you, so both. Go ahead.
Sorry. I got excited. Thing has a raven.
Yep.
True.
Did we know it? Did I forget?
You've only ever seen, we could gamify it, but I'm just gonna to tell you, you do remember seeing a raven following you around when Fang left the city to take Skybone to the jungle. Mm-hmm. There was a raven that followed you around, and you remember seeing it on the different light posts and buildings around the city. And then Fang found their way to you, seemingly by magics.
That is so cool.
So yes, Fang has a raven. However, both the Raven and Fang and Lorelei, as the three of you are both looking for and actively seeking, you do find some wildlife in the area. There are a number of frogs that ribbit and croak in the reeds around the water, and you hear this like, and as you get closer, it kind of like it stops. You go over a little ways, you hear it in a different reed. As you get closer to that one, it stops. It goes across the like to a different reed over there. So they're avoiding you, but there are some frogs in the area. You do see, maybe you would see evidence of like some of the reeds have been pushed apart to where a larger animal would have gone through the reeds. Maybe a turtle or like a field grouse or something like that like displaced some reeds. It's not like they're like trampled. They're just like a little bit of a gap in the reeds. How far are you going, Sage, to find these frogs? Lorelei, to find these frogs?
I probably wouldn't lose sight of the group. But as like I notice I can't catch them, I would probably turn to Sage and be like, how do I catch the frogs?
Well, you just don't want to sleep where the frogs sleep. So if you see the frogs, you gotta go the other way. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I shall walk back up to the group.
But I guess we need dinner.
So
Arn will be looking for logs, kind of like these ones that you have, preferably ones that don't have any branches in them, that he could either hack off of the trees or maybe even just carry these if they're not too embedded to bring up around the area.
Yeah. I'll say that you can either hack a sizable chunk off of one of these tree trunks, and bring yourself a log. Let me add it to the.
I would like
Trying to do quite a few.
Okay. Yeah.
Would I be able to like try and encourage them towards like a fallen tree or like something like just be like next to this like live tree that's like fallen, just talk to them. Just you just ask them for help. It's cool. Hey, what's up? Can we help you? Can you help us? You're doing a pretty good job, Farm.
He'll just look up and kind of smile as he's probably covered in wood chips from chopping at it.
Perfect.
I don't know how many of these you want and what you're going to try to do with them.
Yeah, however many you're willing. I want to use them partially to sit on, but if need be, trying to push them to roll downhill.
Oh, cool.
Into anything that might be coming up.
Cool. Then
I don't know how steep.
Each one of these embankments is about 5 feet. So you're currently about 10 feet above the lowest elevation.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know what it's like up on the north side, but anything that I could potentially kick to trip somebody up or crush something.
Cool. So
Either way,
we'll position this one between these two trees. So it's kind of like establishing a little barrier there. We'll give you one more, just to try to fulfill your.
Do you want me to roll something for that?
Well, we're gonna eventually do a survival check. If it sounds like what you're doing is trying to establish a barrier, you can either do. I think survival's the right thing because it's kind of how good are you at deploying these logs in a defensible position, rather than I cut the log and I lay it down. Oh, well, what are you doing with it? I cut it and I laid it down. What do you mean? What am I doing with it? You're trying to do it in a knowledgeable way, right? So yeah, I think survival check is appropriate.
It's gonna be terrible, guys.
17.
Holy.
Yeah. So that would be the defense handled successfully. Now, one of the things we're going to do, again, I'm trying to slowly introduce these mechanics so that it makes sense, with also not being completely overburdensome with the game rules. If you succeed by 5 or more, it's considered a critical success. So that would give, eventually, for defense critical success, it will remove people from, or remove enemies from a combat if a combat ensues. So again, a 17 is more than is 5 or more over the success. So that does remove one from an eventual combat if combat ensues. So
YTtR.
Cool. Which leaves only one thing left, which is comfort. That would come in the form of starting a fire, finding food, making sure that you are dry, doing insect control or morale, playing music, playing a game, something to you are going to be faced in this adventure. Not just this time, but in the future adventure, you're going to be faced with stressors that in a different system would probably use the sanity scores, but there's enough to keep track of, so we're not going to keep track of sanity. Our way of doing that is to bake comfort into our camping. So that leaves either Fang or Lorelei in charge of comfort and morale. So I'll go back to you two.
Well, Fang is definitely working on hunting, getting food.
Yeah, I think your Raven would see multiple. There's probably movement in the reeds. Your Raven would see. It would witness the typical predator-prey interaction. So it sees a field mouse. That field mouse is eaten by a snake. That snake is grabbed by, a larger lizard. That lizard is grabbed by a snapping turtle. You see the natural food chain, probably what we see in Trolls, the movie, where it's jump, 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 and then a plant comes up and eats the whole thing. Except you don't see that part. You just see smaller prey being eaten by larger predator. But there's an abundance of wildlife in the floodplains.
There seems to be Like just in the water?
Uh,
Or
primarily around the water. You notice there's actually not a lot of movement up on the high grounds. I think that you would probably be able to infer that like most of the prey, most of the predators go around the prey, and the prey are mostly waterborne or water like burdened. So yeah.
okay, and did the raven, since they tend to just look for any kind of food, did it find any like anything that's already dead? It doesn't even need to be necessarily that they can eat, just because they'll look up for food for themselves too. They'll try to find dead food and then have the wolves rip it up for them so they could eat it.
Yes, you do find some dead things. Before I tell you what you find, Bex, what are you doing to find? What are you doing while all this is going on? This first time out in the woods, jungle.
I mean, she's probably just chatting, just being like, oh, I saw this one time, and like this happened in this book, and if we did this in this book, we could do this with this book. And she's just kind of like talking through everything she's ever read about survival without really knowing if it pertains to the scenario. And yeah, and I guess if we got a fire going, she'd probably pull out her flute and maybe try to play it and see how it would go down if people are interested, or if they're like, stop that.
Sure. All right. So as you look for significance in resting, as you look for your like, hey, what's my methodology of comfort here? You take out your flute. Why don't you roll the performance check? Meanwhile, I'll describe what your raven sees. You see that in each of these like plant areas, so each of these fern areas, between the fern and the water, there is a collection of dead and I don't want to say digested, but dead and dying. Sorry, I read something else. Dead and desiccated fish. Fish have been seemingly pulled out and stripped from the bones. So you just see fish skeletons. Lots of fish skeletons between the ferns and the water.
Do I know what might have caused that?
Not without getting closer looks at it. But this just looks like whatever is fish appears to be on the menu, and whatever is in this area appears to be fish eating. So it's not like you don't find like a large collection of dead rabbit. You find a large collection of dead fish. Something that appears to be picking the bone off the fish rather than eating the fish whole. Whereas like you would know that like fish could sometimes swallow other fish whole, but like a shark would take a chunk out of something. It wouldn't like, typically you would go after larger prey, wouldn't go after smaller fish. So, you can infer what you want from that, but you find a lot of fish skeletons around these fern sites here. 11 does not pass the DC. So you do, again, what we would do here in the future, you would have passed that DC. You would have completed that task, but as your final event for the camping. Fang, as your raven finds food, you do find that there are some smaller, I would say, turtles that are edible, lizards that are edible. There are probably some fish hanging out in the reeds, little like sunfish, little perch and things like that. Little things that are probably harder to catch, but definitely there are like hundreds of them, or tens of them, probably not hundreds, tens of them that you could like, they're darting in and out of the reeds in this river specifically, that you could go and collect a number of them if you wanted to make a project of it.
I don't think he has any net, so unless there are bigger fish that he could catch, he probably wouldn't bother with that.
Well, make either how would you like to get the bigger fish? Because where there's fish, there's obviously more fish. If there's some fish, right? There's always a bigger fish. Isn't that the old adage?
I mean, I guess you do like what a crane does, where you like sit still, like somewhere in the or stand still somewhere in the water, so you can like see the fish, and then you just stand still for a while until he finds something, and then he grabs it.
Okay.
If he finds anything.
Yeah. So as you stand still in the water, you discover a few things about the predator-prey interaction here. So you're hanging out by this water. The smaller fish get eaten by a bigger fish, and then eventually there comes a large. I think it would be a turtle or like a monitor lizard of some kind, like a lizard that would slither out of this fern here, and it slithers down. It stands next to you. Like, you've been sitting long enough that this thing has observed you. It sees you. It sees its prey, and it just stands next to you. You know, neck craned, like it's ready to strike at the next thing. These little fish come up and they start nibbling on the deceased, the deceased food that's around that reed, and this turtle just like lashes out. This turtle lizard, whatever it is, lashes out, grabs a hold of that bigger thing, drags it up onto the shore, and slowly begins receding back into these ferns. And you hear there's like lots of other rustling going on in these other ferns around, as you kind of see this predator-prey interaction kind of going on all around.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to do something similar almost, just the standing and waiting for something bigger to kind of get close, maybe not notice him, because he's trying to stay as still as possible, and then try to grab it.
Yeah, roll your survival check to see how many fish you can, like, because I think survival is typically, or it's not nature. Nature's like bookish knowledge. Roll survival to see if you can grab some fish for your crew. Yeah, you find
5, that's terrible.
12 is the DC for this encounter specifically, because it's a favorable condition. So you managed to get enough food to support probably like 1 or 2 meals of fish. So everybody could either have small meals, or you could feed Parn completely with your fish and Sage completely, or you could split it evenly between everybody. So you have enough for 2 people to eat a full meal of fish. And with that, you've passed multiple 2 out of the 3. So you are like you're watching the evening tick away. As Fang comes back up, the rain starts to pick up a little bit. As you start to hear a little bit more running water. This terrain over here, this canal starts to fill up a little bit more. This starts to have running water, so it's not just water that's like slowly trickling. You begin to hear the regular babbling brook sounds. As the rain picks up, are you guys doing anything different about your camp? I didn't hear anybody set up like a rain catcher or a tarp or anything like that.
I like, if I can, I would have just continued like straight up setting up camp. Like, I told them to do hammocks, then I would start like setting up kind of like a tent thing over them. I think I have one on me, but it would just look like a tarp, and you just see me if I could find them like stashing, like, I assume they have big palm fronds or something along those lines, like just like, and just muttering to myself like a frond here and a frond here and a frond there and a frog over there. Just like,
Nice. And then, as it turns out, I have a child who is apparently, they have had an accident. They have diarrhea. Long story short. So I'm going to have to cut it short. I'm sorry, guys. I meant to get us into the next encounter, but I got to cut it short because children.